single coil at the bridge, and importantly, Strat style single coil at the bridge. And that's something we're going to get into pretty much straight away. Is there's a world of difference between just, you know, like a Telecaster. Oh, it's a shame I haven't got a P90 guitar here, so I could show you that. But like, it's a very specific thing, the Strat at the bridge, and it's you know, the single coil, the mixer single coil. A guitar that's very much on my hit list now. Something that I'm actually going to do, like for you, the subscribers. I'm going to get a Squire Bullet, a brand new one, a Squire Bullet. Basically the cheapest, like the cheapest guitar that isn't shit, right? And it's like 115 quid new. Now I'm going to get the hardtail, because I want a hardtail Strat. And actually the best way, the cheapest way is to go to the Squire Bullet. Now I could get a kit or blah blah blah, but I'm going to get a Squire Bullet because that's something any one of you guys can afford, and no doubt many of you have. And how many, you know, guitarists learning start there? And where else would you put them? Now I think you can get HSS, but gonna like, because I'm gonna do like a system whereby you can do like a quick change of like the pickup set. So if I was doing like a heavy metal gig or a blues gig, I could just quickly do the quick release of the scratch plate, right? This is the idea. And but basically I'm going to make a good gigging guitar out of a Squire Bullet, you know, 115 quid new guitar, just a really simple one, no bullshit. And that guitar is going to be made to be good, to like be a session player, live and in the studio, and to basically cover everything. Like I'm going to basically do it as like a personal challenge, and it's a journey that I want you all to like come along and see. And I'm going to do something with it at the end, because this is for the subscribers, so the guitar should go to the subscribers somehow. I'm not sure how, but somehow. You know, maybe it'll be a thing like a lend system or something like that, or maybe like somehow a competition to win it, or give it to the most deserving person. Like, I mean, that would be what I'd like to do, is like just give it to the most deserving subscriber, like, you know. But it's a tough one, so like, you know, maybe I'll just fucking keep it and it'll be the subscriber guitar, which will just be like something, you know, I did just for content and nothing else. But you know, I am immensely gratified that like people have said things like, oh, you know, oh, I'm getting something out of your video. Like, that means a lot. So today we're talking about single coils at the bridge, and the Stratcaster's doing it. As I say, I want to get a hardtail Strat and get into that. But I've got the next best thing. We'll get into that in a minute. This is the new PV Raptor. So let's clean it up. So that's the bridge pickup. Sparkling, chiming, glass-like quality. A piccolo bell of a guitar tone. Into position 2. So, you know, these are the sorts of sounds, you know, espoused by nearly all guitar players. I mean, like Robert Cray immediately springs to mind. kind of a Texas needle picker, like it's kind of a Mexican like needle picker sounding guitar, like very nasally, very trebly, very aggressive for a 3 single coil. It's like an ice pick, man. Go to another Strat, we'll go to the Axle, which is still in its triple single coil configuration. We have not yet either humbuckered it or hot railed it, and you'll find this is just like warmer and fatter. With more like mid body. A lot more going on in the mids. Both get very harsh for anything but single note use. As you get further up the fretboard. But yeah, like bridge pickup, let's go to bridge middle. Lovely. You know, it really cuts through a mix. It's very good. You want to get like a clean sound on stage. You want to make it work. So say it's, you know, something like, you know. Making up to go along, forgive me. Yeah, I mean it's a great, you know, a great way of like punching a clean sound through the mix. Now, like contrast the 2 Strats that you've just heard with the sound of a Telecaster bridge pickup clean. Okay, this is my Trad Tele, and it's got like Trad Tele sound. See, it's a completely different kettle of fish, isn't it? I love this. This is like, you know, I hammer nails all day with this Telecaster. I adore it. This is what switched me on to like how good Axel are. I mean, it's the quality of the timbers, the fingernail test, you know, it's just like, these are a great guitar. I think they're like maybe the best of the Chinese guitars, and I think that they, you know, carry a lot of the hallmarks of like the Japanese guitars from what I consider the golden age, which is late 80s to mid 90s. Not what other people consider the golden age. I have to like point that out. Now, having listened to that, right, Telecaster, just let's have a listen to a Strat again, just very quickly, just a bridge pickup on its own. Clean. So clean and clon, so this is clean. Okay, and you heard the Telecaster. Now, have a listen to this. This is the 80s Court Telecaster, made in Korea, 1984, made in Korea, Paisley burst. Now, it's a bit of a super Tele. It's much rounder, and it's like a Strat body, the rounder corners, and it has the belly scoop, like so. It has some Stratocaster touches. Now, this one has a Strat neck, and check this out. Sound familiar? That's a Strat single coil in the bridge. Now, it sounds like a hardtail Strat. Having just listened to, like, you know, a traditional sounding Telecaster and a Strat, you know, what does this sound more like, you know? It hasn't got the liveliness and, you know, the film grain of the Stratocaster. It hasn't got all that Heath Robinson noise going on. So it's more focused. This has got some really nice saddles as well. All this stuff is like Japanese. It's nice like fucking roller saddles. This has got some legit shit on it. I mean, look, tasteful chrome everywhere. You know, this is a legit fucking guitar. You know, yeah. So 1984, Court, made in Korea, beast. So yeah, when I get this hardtail Strat, this bullet, I'm going to go HSS because this is my hardtail Strat. Funnily, you know, like I was going to put like a clickbait title like, oh, my best sounding Strat is my Tele, because there's some truth to that. Now if you start messing around with the volume and the tone, you get some quite obnoxious fucking sounds out of it. It's quite crazy. And another thing is, the volume knob adds to the tone. Yeah, so I mean, in the studio, like with the dirty sound, I mean, it's great when you're like recording some like thrash, and it's like you can put like this is a really hard left and really hard right, so and really low in the mix, but like bridge pickup, almost unbearably toppy, like proper ice pick stuff. Now, what that does is lift the mix. It gives you these like very stimulating, like right at the edges of your hearing, and like, you know, it's in the mix. You can hear it if you look for it, but it's like, you know, the humbucker sounds, the roaring sounds are still at the front. But this gives it like a, you know, a high end, like it helps it penetrate. So it's going from like a wide area, and it's like a really thin sound, it's like ping, but it's like low in the mix. It's like, there, I'll show you this as I do it. Great for those like long sort of like so yeah, for like, you know, for clean sounds, for getting it to like push through a mix, it's basically the long and the short of the great advantages of the, you know, the bridge single coil as best like mounted in a Strat. You know, you're getting all this. Now, Rhett Shull has just done a video about how fucking shit the Tube Screamer is. Now, what he fails to realise is all those lovely frequencies that he likes that are in the low mids that the Tube Screamer just annihilates, right? And it is kind of upsetting, right? But understand, those are the very frequencies that human bodies in a room absorb. So, like, when you sound check, all those frequencies are there, but as soon as the audience are there, they swallow them up. What's left is what the Tube Screamer gives. Now, that's what makes a Tube Screamer so fucking useful, because it enriches the sound. Well, it does all the things that, like, you know, I've demonstrated. But it works really well live, because it maintains it emphasizes the frequencies that actually matter live, Rhett. I'm going to do the the same sort of style but without delay, in case you haven't got a delay unit out there, so you know, give you some ideas. It's great for this sort of long sustained, you know, sort of like chords. Yeah. So yeah, this is staying in the family anyway, and I'm looking forward to doing the. I mean, I'm going to use the axle with its 3 single coils as long as I can. But I think I'm either going to go like a Yannick Gers setup with a hot rail or 2 in there. I'm not sure yet, but it's going to be it's going to be like hottened up to a heavy metal standard. Anyway, so yeah, I hope that's shaking a few things loose as regards like bridge single coils. Yeah, what to say? I'm not a man. I don't, you know, I like coil splitting on humbuckers for a sound on that specific guitar, but I do not eschew them in any way as like a fitting substitute for an actual single coil. Nothing sounds like an actual single coil except an actual single coil. Coil splitting's great, but it isn't the same. It isn't the same. It's a very rough approximation, and it does give you wonderful sounds on that guitar, but it's not the same. No Paul Reed Smith, like with 3 fucking humbuckers that you can sort of like coil split, is ever going to be a fucking you know, a SG Custom and a fucking Stratocaster. It's never going to do it. Don't listen to their bullshit. Do not listen to their bullshit. You know, let your ears like be the judge. Let your ears be the judge. Don't listen to us. You know, fuck around, get on the fucking deck, twiddle the knobs, play the guitar, fucking dick around, and let your ears be the judge. You know, I'm always happy to like give settings and advice, and it's like, you know, all I'll say is whenever you're dicking with an amp, you know, it's like, you know, I was talking about this with my mate Chris, not the snail driver, the other Chris the Hodge, the most, you know, fabulous fucking guitar player from the great band Rembrandt. Like, you know, we will say, you know, like, yeah, 12 o'clock on the EQ section and then go from there, like, work it out from there, you know, and, yeah, it's like, you know, a JCM 800, I dime a JCM 800. But not a JCM 900. I don't dime a JCM 900. I'm very different with that. Like, you know, it's each amp is different, and you know, they require a little bit of learning. But you're the one that's going to learn that, and so just get it with your ears. And you know, just listen to it. What does it sound like? Is there something missing? Is there something there's too much of? And just figure it out. Yeah, I mean, just don't swamp stuff with low end. Don't just make stuff really harsh and fizzy with like too much high end, you know. And don't like cut loads of middle out, because that's what all the metal players do. Don't cut that all out thinking that that's a good idea, right? You'd be adding middle, like usually to a guitar sound. You should be adding it more than like, you know, sometimes you scoop it and sometimes you take it away, but generally you're adding middle to a guitar. You know, if it might be that you don't add middle and you add treble and bass, but you vary. You know, scooping a guitar is, you know, that it's okay if it's just you and a guitar, but you got to be careful with that. I mean, I know a lot of like metal players completely like, you know, promote that way of doing it, but like, yeah, it doesn't translate well. You've got to be careful, and I myself use quite a lot of mid. I'm not someone that sucks out all the mids from my sound, because to be honest, that's the heart of the sound. Anyway. The circle of the sonic ritual has begun. Let us look west to the setting sun, and let's plug ourselves in and enjoy our rigs. So I'm going to just show you the rig of the day. So I'm using the Vox, and it's in Dumble Overdrive Special, channel 1. I've been using a bit of Klon on it, and I'm also using the Vox Stomp Lab. Essentially, it's a bit of expression delay. It's just basically I'm bypassing everything going straight through, but I've got an expression delay on there, and yeah, and the 3 single coil guitars, and yeah, I can say quite happily say, you know, the PV is probably is staying. Like I did think about it carefully, and you know, it's like, yeah, it's up to it. It's in the family. I've given it some chrome knobs because it's not a Strat, and I thought I'll just give it a little, like, you know, fast eddy nod with a fast eddy knob, and just steer it off and give it its own little identity there. But yeah, fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed that. And fucking rat shell on the tube screen. What does he know?